Hello, this is Alec Wilcox, and
Domingo Plazas.
we're going to be talking about today about the Lower Canada. In 1791, Britain decided to divide the province of Quebec into Upper Canada and Lower Canada in the Constitutional Act of 1791. It was not an unexpected decision because Britain had done a similar policy of territorial division in America. The Constitutional Act of 1791 was the formal document that separated the province of Quebec into two provinces. It repealed parts of the Quebec Act of 1774 dealing with the structure and who had power. The setup of the government was that there was a legislative council and an elective legislative assembly for Lower Canada. The assembly was given specifically the right to tax people. In Lower Canada, a dual system was developed. British criminal law was put lower than French civil law. An elected assembly was created. However, the power of the church and elites did not change.
New Constitution created a new problem. From the beginning of the new Constitution, it created a problem over money. The Legislative Assembly started to want control of the finances. They already had control over taxation, however, the governor of the province had sole access to money the crown provided. Another problem of the new constitution was that the power of the British Parliament and the assemblies overlapped and there was no clear division of power. Executive power. The executive powers were controlled by a small group of friends of the governor who had similar ideas of their own. They only passed things that benefited them, not the people of the provinces. In the Lower Canada, the Chateau clique blocked reforms. They were a group of officials who dominated the executive and legislative councils. They were all connected by ideas and family. They stopped legislature by the French population that tried to create a responsible government. They also wanted to get rid of the French civil laws. Their many focus was to assimilate with the French population.
Frustration was growing in Lower Canada because of how the Chateau clique controlled the Legislative Council. The Legislative Council and the elected assembly disagreed about many policies. They disagreed over the revenue and expenses and how the executive branch was not responsible to the elected assembly. This disagreement caused tension within the government. Also, at the same time in Lower Canada, nationalism was growing. British loyalists in Lower Canada were rallying around a threat from the U.S., while the French Canadians were led by Louis Pepino and the Parti Canadien group. The Parti Patriot, formerly known as the Parti Canadien, was created in the early 1800s by French professionals and merchants. They wanted to promote their culture, rights, and interests. The party split in the 1830s into the moderates and the radicals. Louis Lafontaine was the head of the moderates, while Louis Pepino was the head of the radicals. The radicals in 1834 made their demands in the 92 resolutions. The Russell's demands rejected all the major demands of the Patriots. The final push that caused Lower Canada to rebel in 1837 was that the economy was declining, there was a poor crop harvest that year, increased immigration from the British Isles, and an outbreak of cholera brought by the immigrants. These factors were combined with an already social, diverse population in the provinces. This eventually led to clashes. On November 16, 1837, the government attempted to arrest leaders of the Parti Patriot. This led to the rebellion beginning. The British ended up suppressing the rebellion through 3 quick battles. The Patriots won one of the battles, however, lost the other 2 and ended the rebellion after the third because of all the brutality. The rebellion created The Durham made many recommendations. One of the recommendations was a union of Upper Canada and Lower Canada, a responsible government dominated by English inhabitants of the Canadas, colonial control of the internal affairs, and assimilation of a French-speaking population.
The two Canadas were joined in 1840 by the Act of Union. It would take many more years for the responsible government to be fully put in place.